A very good day to you and welcome to the program. We are sitting on top of a hill that goes straight into the Mvoti Vlei behind us. That is the wetland which starts the river, which discharges into the sea at a town called Stanger, which is probably an hour and a half's drive from here. Right behind that is a mountain. We call it the Blinkwater or the Karkloof. It is the start of the mighty Drakensberg Mountains, which of course lead right into Lesotho, the Kingdom of Lesotho. And it's a beautiful day. There's nice cool weather. We've been through a very tough time. The farmers with the drought. Yesterday it was 36 degrees here, but it's a beautiful cool day today. I want to speak to you about the man of God. Who does the Bible refer to when we read about the man of God? Only one person. His name is Moses. Moses was known as the man of God. Abraham, he was known as the friend of God. I want to speak to you today about the man of God. How did he become the man of God? We're talking about a murderer. That's right. Moses murdered a slave driver and then fled for his life. And he hid in the wilderness for 40 years until God called him back. You see this little bush here? I want you to visualize. This could be the burning bush. There was Moses herding the sheep. And he came up, and in the middle of the day, this bush exploded into fire. And he realized that this is a supernatural happening, a miracle, because the bush was not getting consumed. And then he heard a voice from heaven, "Take your shoes off, you're standing on holy ground." And then God told Moses, the man of God, to go to Pharaoh, the most powerful man in the world at that time. He was actually regarded by the Egyptians as God, and tell him to let my people go. Who should I say has sent me? God said, tell him, I am has sent you. And with that, the man of God went and told Pharaoh. Pharaoh would not let them go. And then the miracles started to happen. Folks, miracles that have never been repeated. I'm not talking about Jesus because he's God. There's never been a man on earth who has seen or performed miracles through the power of the Holy Spirit like Moses. 7 plagues came across Egypt, and eventually Pharaoh let God's people go. Then the biggest miracles of all started taking place. The ocean opened in two, and a whole nation, maybe 2.5 million people, walked through on dry land through that ocean with 2 walls of water on either side. Can you believe it? And after that, the most powerful army that has ever been up until then went through that same dry ocean bed, and God closed the ocean on top of that army and drowned the whole lot of them. And then we go on and on. God fed the children of Israel for 40 years in a desert. I have been myself personally to that desert. It's called the Negev, and I want to tell you there's not even a blade of grass in that desert. And the temperature gets up to 50 degrees during the day in the summer. And yet not one of them perished. God fed them with manna every morning. What's that? That's what manna means. A beautiful wafer, a honey-flavored wafer, every day, fresh from heaven. Water came out of the rock. Folks, the miracles are endless. And God used one man. His name was Moses. I want to tell you why God used him. Very simply. Because Moses knew God and he respected God. After this program, I ask you to read Psalm 90. It's the only psalm in the book of Psalms written by Moses. In fact, it's a prayer. It's not even a psalm. And that'll show you how much he loved God and he knew God. And I want to tell you, God can do the same for you if you'll just believe him. Goodbye.
We trust that you have been blessed by today's message. For more information, please visit angusbuchan.com.